Ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Adrian Alfarahman and my partner are Aditya Reza Rivaldo and Fauzan Abdurrahman. We are going to explain about how the four-stroke works.
What is a stroke? It's the movement of the piston from top dead center to bottom dead center. Calling an engine four-stroke means its engine cycle has 4 strokes. A four-stroke gasoline engine uses internal combustion, so those 4 strokes must include the 5 key events common to all internal combustion engines: intake, compression, ignition, power, and exhaust. Let's look at a simplified model. The intake stroke starts with the exhaust valve closed, the inlet valve opening, and the piston at its highest point, top dead center. It starts to move down, increasing the volume above the top of the piston. This makes pressure inside the cylinder lower than pressure outside. This higher outside air pressure forces air-fuel mixture into the cylinder. The piston reaches bottom dead center, the inlet valve closes, and the intake stroke ends. Both valves stay closed as the piston leaves bottom dead center. The piston moves up, squeezing the air-fuel mixture into a smaller and smaller volume, which compresses it. That makes its temperature rise, and that makes combustion easier. Just before the piston reaches top dead center, the next key event occurs: ignition. Burning expanding gas generates the force to push down the piston. This is the power stroke that drives the engine. The piston now moves from bottom dead center to top dead center. The exhaust valve opens and the piston pushes out the leftover gases. Let's look at the cycle operating. Intake takes in air-fuel mixture. Compression squeezes the air-fuel mixture into a smaller and smaller volume. Ignition. The mixture under pressure is burned. Power. Burning expanding gases push the piston down, creating a power stroke that turns the crankshaft. Exhaust. The piston moves upward, forcing burned gases from the chamber. All 5 events occur in this order in each of the engine cylinders.
Okay, me and my team want to presentation how to four-stroke engine. Four-stroke engine is very popular machine because the efficiency. Four-stroke because it has 4 steps. Number 1, intake. This step aims to make the fuel and the enter into the combustion chamber. In this step, the piston is at the top dead center and move downward, accompanied by opening the suction valve, which carries air, fuel, and this process, the exhaust valve is closed. Compression.
Number 2, compression. This step begins with the closing of the intake valve, accompanied by moving the piston from the lower dead center to the upper and dead center. The air that is trapped, that the fuel in the combustion chamber, decreases in volume, resulting in an increase in temperature. And when the piston touches the dead point above, the spark plug ignites the fire, and that's where the process occurs, burning. Okay, number 3.
Power. The third step is to change the explosion to the force of motion, where the explosion that occurs in the combustion chambers makes the piston have a compressive force to the bottom dead center, and at that time that the motion force is created.
Exhaust.
For exhaust. The last step is the exhaust step, where the piston moves from the lower dead center to the upper dead center by opening the exhaust valve and closing the suction valve. That's all from our presentation, and thank you for your goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much.